Welcome to another episode of my Motortown playthrough and also Happy New Year. I'm going to do another bus route from Gwangjin to Geppa today, however, with a little twist. We are using a different bus this time. I always want to have something bigger for this trip because we just get too many people here to fully transport with only a bongo, and I always overlooked the Lilliput. So let's check it out. We are going to take the original Gwangjin route, so we are going through Megium and Baiyang, because otherwise, yeah, this thing is really made for the shortcut. So let's grab all the people and let's get going. From what I remember, the bongo has 7 passenger seats. This one has 12, so we should be able to get quite a few more in here and hopefully everybody at the bus stop. Yep. Some of them spawn back in immediately and they won't get onto the same bus, so yeah, we are just going to leave those behind. They will be waiting for quite a while here. To be clear, I've done this before. Using this bus, I've actually been testing out a few things, including stronger engines. I don't think I need anything stronger here, and the problem is it just empties out the fuel tank like it's nothing. On my first trip I actually took the, I think, 300 horsepower engine, like the second strongest one for this vehicle. And I got the low fuel boarding before even completely getting out of sight of the town. So with the 3/4 of a circle I need to do around the place. So yeah, this entire thing. Somewhere up here I got the low fuel warning, so good luck getting to the gas station with that. I think this is now the one smaller than the last one I tried. This is not the default engine for the vehicle, that's even smaller and weaker, but this one, let's quickly check. Yeah, 230 horsepower. So yeah, this still seems to have plenty of power in order to make it. I also feel like with the heavy duty engines you don't get them to run much quicker, it's more like they have more torque, and for some reason it's really hard to turn that into more top speed in the end. At least not any significant amount more. It's kinda weird. But hey, I can't really say that I have any practical experience with those kind of engines, so might all be realistic. What I don't find too realistic is those 2 people standing in the bus. I think for this route in particular, that would be a very bad idea. Unless you slip yourself in with a harness or something. So yeah, one reason I want to make this episode today is also to just make a little review of 2024, how that all went for me. And to be clear, while I love the stuff that happened with my YouTube during the time and how many people are enjoying the videos that I'm making, I gotta say overall, thanks to the one big thing that happened last year, yeah, the overall summary isn't going to be that positive. But yeah, I want to use this opportunity to thank you all, because when I started even considering making videos on this game, I never thought that I would end up with a community like this. Like, even anybody really enjoying the videos, but here we are, like, over 120 episodes in. Like, what the hell? Yeah, this is all really gone amazing. I like that people enjoy the stuff, the comments that I'm getting. I'm trying to reply to them, but with some of them, like especially on the older videos, I have no context what happened in those videos anymore apart from the title, so very often I'm looking at them, and as much as I would like to answer, I don't really know what the topic even was. But overall, really happy with how things have been going, and even just being able to join the testing group on the game and just doing the early development help there and that kind of thing, it's amazing. Could have never foreseen it being anything like this. And also just the way the game has been going. I mean, about a year ago we got the first version of OG with basically only one single road going through there. I think the initial one even only had the gas station down south and then the little dirt road going off from there. And everything that came in after, I mean, it's amazing. The game has grown so much in a way that I would have never expected to see. Because that would have been really unrealistic to expect from the game. So yeah, lots of good stuff from that end, and I'm really appreciative of all of that. Especially with how hard the last year has been for me. It's really good to have hobbies like that and have a community, so yeah, helps to get through the tougher stuff. With that out of the way, I mean, the one thing I really feel like I have to say at this point is, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, apart from the stuff that I just talked about, fuck 2024. Apart from the good community, the videos going well, me just having a hobby to put my time in and that giving me some energy and also just distraction from everything else going on. It's been tough and it's been not great. 2024 already started bad for me in a way, and spoiler warning, I think I should be giving some trigger warnings here because I'll try to not make it too long, but I'm about to talk about some deaths in my family. It's been quite something. So yeah, late 2023, shortly before Christmas, my grandpa passed away. So that was the last parent alive from my dad, and he hasn't been taking it well. I've been also struggling a bit after. It's been really, it's been getting me down quite a lot. Especially with how my dad has been doing, and yeah, that wasn't even the worst of it, because my dad passed away as well last year. Somewhat in the middle of the year, and my god, that did a number on me. I mean, the entire family is still struggling to deal with that, especially with both my dad and grandpa gone, because they were still... They knew a lot about how to do things around the house, and they never even bothered to tell anybody. Which is kind of a shit thing to do, to be honest. Yeah, I'm still trying to keep my humor about the stuff. I don't think it's going to get better by not trying to have a laugh every now and again. But yeah, that's been pretty tough, and it shaped how the rest of the last year went for me. And also it's going to do a lot of things for me when it comes to this year. Because, to be perfectly honest, after everything that happened last year, the first order of this year is get into therapy. It's just been a relentless beatdown the last year in terms of all of that stuff that happened with my family. So yeah, if I'm really seem like I'm out of it in some episodes, that's really been the reason why. I've been using this stuff as distraction for myself and trying to stay active in a way, do things here and there, but it's not been easy. Okay, let's see. The last time I did this, I got hopelessly stuck over here, and that seems to be the case again. So I'll just go over this bridge in reverse because shorter overhang in the back. And yeah, there are a few other things that happened. While losing my dad was incredibly tough to deal with. The thing is, I also had some other stuff happen in the past, like in my childhood years. Some trauma happened back then, and I don't think I should be getting too much into this, but the reason I'm mentioning it now is because basically the stuff that happened back then and the way I dealt with it, not great in a lot of ways, meant that I was now struggling to deal with anything that happened now. So basically, in order to get better from the current situation, I need to uh, find a better way to process what happened in the past, because everything in the end meant that I had a massive blockade in a lot of ways, and I'm still trying to work through that. I don't want to get too much into this, but well, when it comes to my mother, so the other end of my of the whole thing, when it comes to my parents, she's been not the greatest, and I've actually broken off contact with her 15 years ago. And stuff got so bleak that I actually reached out to her again. So, yeah. But that I'm in active contact with her, it was basically just one call to clear up a few things. And the type of answers that I got afterwards, I would have never expected. I wasn't even asking the questions, but just 30 minutes on the phone with her after 15 years cleared up a lot of things that I wasn't aware happened. And it's more like not really what happened, but I now understand the reason behind the things. Her being kinda neglecting, not being the most honest person, like really lying in a lot of cases just to what seems like her own benefit. But in the end, I cleared up a lot of her stuff, and well, am at least a lot better off in that regard. When it comes to the overall situation, to tie the bow on that thing now before turning this into like a full therapy, trauma dump, whatever, I had less bad situations in my life that I've been dealing with in a much worse way, so I guess at least I'm improving. While life just keeps amping up the difficulty level for some reason. Not like there's a bigger plan behind it or something, it's just stuff keeps happening regardless on whether you are ready for it or not. But yeah, we made it out of the Gwangjin town area. We are now finally at the lake, which to me is always a bit of a milestone with these trips. And we still have about half a fuel tank to go, so this is going much better than with a bigger engine. I may have also just gotten a bit more used to not, like, take in too much fuel. I'm a bit more conservative with the stuff that I have now. Better resource management. So this has been working out pretty well. And yeah, I'm still on my old PC in the new year. I just ended last year in an incredibly exhausted state. So yeah, I haven't had the energy to try and fix it. I think I might have what I need to fix it, even right now, right here, but there's a good chance that this isn't the case and it can turn into something longer. I hope it's not that, but who knows. The thing is, one day, while playing a game that I never had any problems with, the entire thing just shut down and it didn't boot anymore, even the power light on the case didn't come on anymore, and it's just been completely dead ever since. I switched off the power supply unit because I had a spare one lying around, and that was, while not the most fun thing to do, since I also need to remove all the cables the power supply connects with. It was something that I felt like, yeah, I can do in the moment, it's alright. And it changed nothing. So right now I have about 3 culprits in mind. First up, the GPU could be dead. I had some weird artifacting for a while that happened every now and again, and it went on for a long time. I never found a way to fix it. I tried looking up stuff, but I never had anything that was pointing towards the issue or something. So yeah, I never had a good lead on what the problem could be. And the GPU might be the culprit here. Especially now that I'm back on the old PC. I'm using the same monitors as before, and on my main monitor, which is relatively new, I used to have some weird things happening that sometimes when I switch from maybe one window to another, I would just get vertical stripes on the on my main screen, just like nothing was visible anymore. It was just complete mess. And now with the old PC I never have that. And with the new PC I could only fix it by turning off the screen and turning it back on, so I thought it was a problem with the screen itself, but I'm not too sure about that anymore. So yeah, the GPU might be the one that caused the issue. I had a longer lasting problem about a year ago with the same new-ish PC. Like I built it somewhere in sometime in 2023? Yeah. And in late 2023 and early 2024 the entire thing wasn't working either. It was constantly boot looping. I switched off the the PSU, the motherboard, and eventually the CPU, because that thing actually was faulty at that point. So my slight suspicion is that it could be the CPU again. I hope that's not the case, because that's really hard to diagnose. It's more like eliminating the other things that it could be, so yeah, that would be tough to deal with. And yeah, the other thing that it could be is maybe the mainboard. The good thing is I kept the other mainboard around as a replacement, partially because after I switched out the thing for the new one and it didn't fix it, I didn't know if I had any cause to send one of them back. And I liked the new mainboard better than the old one. Maybe that was a mistake. But yeah, the next thing is going to be, first up, removing the GPU completely and seeing if the thing will at least boot, so then I at least know if it's going to be that thing as a problem. If it boots without the GPU, I cannot really do much with the PC, but at least I know what's the problem. And if that doesn't work, then the next thing would be switching out the motherboard again for the old one. And that's going to basically mean taking the entire thing apart. I'm not looking forward to that at all. And yeah, if that doesn't fix it, then I guess it would be the CPU again. I have no idea what else it could be at that point. Let me just quickly refresh my stuff over here. Um, oh wait, is this an older notification? Doesn't matter. For a while, all of the buses and trucks and everything would be depleting at the same point, and I honestly liked that a lot more. Especially my roadmasters are kinda... they are constantly going off and it's annoying. I get that the dev doesn't want the game to be fully AFK, but this stuff as it is really not that fun, and if it wasn't for me trying to do episodes like this where I actually need town bonus to get enough people to spawn in to fill up the bus, I would maybe even skip doing the town bonus stuff at all on this PC, because everything that I do here is not going to matter once I get back on the other PC. But I just wanted to try this thing out, so we are doing this today. And yeah, to be clear, this isn't the first time of me attempting this exact thing here. I've done a few more changes to the bus in between runs, but I tried recording the same episode yesterday, and I think I went too far into detail about the stuff regarding my family. Especially when it comes to my mom. I used to be really angry with her, with how things went down and how she treated me, how she treated other people in her life. And after talking to her, I at least was able to get rid of all that anger. But yeah, it's just still the less I say about my mother, the better. And hey, we made it over to the gas station. So that's pretty good. I think I could even see myself going back to the standard engine for the bus here in order to increase the range a little bit. I don't know how much of the power I actually need. This thing is going pretty well as it is, but I don't feel like it needs all the power it has right now. Yeah, we're gonna have to see how it goes from here. The thing is, the only thing that makes this possible, or I mean there are two ways to make this possible with a round trip. But yeah, right now I'm refueling the bus before I start this run. I teleport right into Gwangjin town and I go from there. If I didn't have my permanently established campy over there, I couldn't use this bus to get in and out of the town unless I'm taking a lot of ferry cans with me, which I have on board just in case, but yeah, it's not really all that viable. I think I've seen some suggestions, and maybe it's even on the Trello, to turn this back into an electric bus, because really that's what the original version of this used to be. I think this bus just got added to the game before they had any electric vehicles, so yeah, that stuff came after. I think it might be interesting. Yeah, charging this stuff up takes a while, but overall it's kind of a cool vehicle. Another thing that would be really cool about this, and I know this would be overkill in terms of the infrastructure that you would need to build, but I think we are going to get some more in-depth stuff to do on our properties in the future. And it would be really fun if we could maybe have a little station where we could just swap out the batteries and charge them on the property. It would be insane building that on one of the properties just so that we can take the bus around and yeah, have a scheduled stop and quickly switch out the batteries to keep going. Because this is not an effective bus to begin with, but it would be kind of fun. Also likely highly unrealistic because I don't think that's how it works with them in real life. There are some electric vehicles that can do on-the-fly battery swapping in order to just get a fresh one in and keep going for much longer than they could be doing if they needed to actually recharge them inside the vehicle. But I don't think this bus has ever been one of those ones. This thing is much older. But it would just be a fun thing if maybe a bit unrealistic. Or at least unrealistic for this one. But yeah, overall I'm really just hoping for a 4x4 bus. I mean, the bongo works, this thing works as well as we've seen this episode, but in the end, all-wheel drive, few more spaces and really just maybe no spaces to stand on. Just seats all the way around, maybe also with some seat belts with how this thing has been going. That would be the ideal solution here. But yeah, this thing going well, going strong. By the way, I got the paint job from the workshop again. I just changed the primary color and the secondary. But yeah, the dark double stripe thing down below, or the lower end being dark and the little stripe thing there, that's from somebody else. But yeah, this thing is actually pretty fun, I gotta say. Wouldn't mind doing this a few more times with this bus because it's working as it should. And I think it's also going to make a bit more money because we have 12 passengers instead of 7. We almost doubled up on them. Oh god, es wird really 3 of my 4 Lobos right in the town here. Oh, so that one is going... Oh, never mind. I thought he would be stuck until I unload the area again, but no. These things are a mess. I'm not going to fix them. If they get too annoying, I'll just delete them. On this character, I don't really mind. It's not permanent and... it's fine. I'm just gonna make sure that I wait until I'm out of the too early window. I would like to get the time bonus for this one. For a moment I thought the entire terminal was empty, but no, the passengers only load in very late. And here we go, on time bonus. Easy peasy. And yeah, how much money is that? 128k base, 38k on time bonus, 25k comfort, and I lost 1 comfort point, so this should be double. And what was the last one? 22k town bonus, so yeah, can't really say anything bad about that. That's like 200k. Yeah, that's paying for the bus, I would say. So yeah, can definitely recommend. Just make sure you raise the vehicle a little bit. I gave this a plus 10 race kit and also put out the wheels a bit wider, that kind of thing, and don't go overboard on the engine because you're just going to regret it with how quickly it drains the fuel tank empty. So yeah, I think this is a pretty good way to make money. But it also kind of requires you to do town bonus stuff, because if you cannot fill the bus, then the entire thing isn't really that useful. Then again, any passenger that you can get into this thing that wouldn't fit into the bongo or townie is already a win. So yeah, I see this as the way to do it for right now. I know some people are actually using bigger buses even. I think somebody mentioned the Air City at some point. I couldn't get that to work for me, but this thing, yeah, definitely a good one. Especially now that they allow two people to stand in there, giving it a bit more capacity. But yeah, that's gonna be it from me for this episode. Thanks for watching. I hope the slightly more personal stuff didn't bother anybody. I'll try to keep it brief, but I felt like getting some stuff off my chest. So once again, thanks for watching. See you guys next time. And until then, have a good one. And also just have a great 2025. And till next time. Bye bye.